Welcome to this channel. Today we are going to explore Mahisagar District, Gujarat State, the Tribal Citadel of the Foothills, Part 1. Before we go into the video, please subscribe this channel and press bell button to get notifications of upcoming videos. Now we go into the video. Mahisagar District, officially carved out of the pre-existing Panchmahal and Kedar districts on India's Independence Day in the year 2013, stands as a culturally vibrant and ecologically diverse region in eastern Gujarat. It owes its name to the sacred Mahi River, which winds through the terrain like a lifeline, earning the area its poetic moniker Mahisagar, Ocean of the Mahi. Geographically and socially, it functions as a critical transition zone where the industrial commercial plains of central Gujarat rise up to meet the rugged, heavily forested tribal highlands of the borderlands. The district beautifully blends an incredible prehistoric legacy highlighted by world-class dinosaur fossil discoveries with deep-rooted indigenous tradition, creating a distinct identity that is fiercely celebratory of its natural landscapes and ancient ancestry. Geographically, Mahisagar is situated in the eastern central pocket of Gujarat, bounded by the state of Rajasthan to its north and northeast, which heavily influences its local cross-border trade and culture. Within Gujarat, it shares domestic borders with Aravalli district to the northwest, Kedar to the west, Panchmahal to the south, and the Dahod to the southeast. The district spans across an undulating landscape where the plains of Gujarat dissolve into the lower headquarters or lower ridges and foothills of ancient Vindhya and Aravalli mountains ranges. Its headquarters are centrally located at Lunavada, a town that serves as to the administrative, political and commercial axis of the entire district due to its strategic connectivity. The historical fabric of Mahisagar is a tapestry woven from independent princely states, ancient archaeological milestone, and powerful tribal chiefdoms. Before the integration of Indian states, regions like Lunavada and Sandranpur were prominent princely states ruled by Solanki and Parmar Rajput dynasties, heavily guarded by the difficult mountainous terrain. For centuries, these rulers maintained an intricate independent relationship with the local Bill and Kodi tribal communities who acted as the fierce defenders of the mountain passes and forest citadels. Furthermore, the district gained monumental global recognition with the discovery of the Rayoti fossil site near Balansinor, proving that this very ground was once a massive Cretaceous era nestling ground for prehistoric titans, including the fearsome native dinosaur Normadensis. Mahisagar experiences a predominantly tropical semi-arid climate that features these starkly contrasting seasons throughout the calendar year. The summer months, stretching from March to June, are intensely hot and dry, with daytime temperatures frequently scaring well above 40 degrees C, causing the rocky hill terrains to radiate intense heat. The monsoon season arrives in late June and continues throughout September, bringing moderate to heavy rainfall fed by the southwest monsoon currents. This period completely rejuvenates the forest cover, fills the massive Kadana reservoir, and transforms the dry foothills into a lush green citadel. Winters which settle in from November to February, are presently cool and dry, with the temperatures dropping to a comfortable 12 degrees C to 15 degrees C, making it the most hospitable time for agriculture and tourism. Being an interior foothill district, Mahisagar does not have its own commercial airport or a major mainline railway junction within its immediate borders. Air travelers typically use Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport in Ahmedabad or the domestic airport in Vadodara, both situated roughly 120 to 140 kilometers away. For rail transport, residents heavily rely on a nearby connecting stations such as Godhra, Nadiad, or Anand, although local passenger lines and narrow broadcast segments touch peripheral towns like Balasinor and Lunawada. The absolute backbone of local logistics is its robust roadways system. State highways and major district roads cut through the rocky terrain, ensuring that Gujarat State Road Transport Corporation GSRTC buses seamlessly link remote tribal hamlets to mainland urban hubs. According to statistical projections derived from demographic tracking, Mahisagar district hosts a population of roughly 1 million residents characterized by a predominantly rural distributees. A massive segment of this population, particularly in the northern and eastern talukas like Santrampur and Kadana, belong to scheduled tribes ST, predominantly the Phil community. The population density is relatively moderate compared to the packed urban corridors of western Gujarat, reflecting the hilly and forested layout of the land. The gender sex ratio hovers close to the healthy state averages of Gujarat, while the overall literacy rate has seen steady upward climbing due to targeted government intervention in tribal pockets. The social landscape of Mahisagar is dominated by its indigenous tribal populations alongside traditional agrarian communities, creating a resilient, tight-knit societal structure. Hinduism is the majority religion practiced by the vast majority of the population, closely intertwined with local tribal animistic traditions, forest deity worship, and reverence for nature. There is also a notable and historically significant Muslim population, particularly concentrated in urban and semi-urban pockets like Balasinor and Lunawada, which boast historical structures from medieval eras. The people are deeply rooted in community living, where community festivals, shared agriculture labor, and local weekly markets, haats, form the core of daily social survival. Gujarati is the official language of administration and is used universally across schools, courts, and government offices throughout the district. However, because of its unique geographic location, the spoken dialects reflect a deep convergence of regional tongues. The tribal populace predominantly communicated in various localized dialects of Bili and Wagadi, which incorporate phonetic structures and vocabulary from both Gujarati and neighboring Marwari, Rajasthan. In the urban marketplaces, standard colloquial Gujarati mixed with Hindi is widely understood and spoken, facilitating smooth communication with traveling merchants, tourists, and the state officials. The cultural identity of the Mahisagar Foothills is spectacularly expressed through its vibrant folk arts, traditional folk dances such as the Giriya or tribal Tinali, performed to the rhythm beating of traditional drums, brass plates, and wind instruments during weddings and harvest cycles. The walls of many rural homes feature forms of traditional indigenous art reflecting stories of nature, livestock, and local folklore. Major annual fairs, especially during Holi and Maha Sivaratri, transform the district into a kaleidoscope of colors where traditional attire, silvers, jewelry, and folk music take center stage. The educational framework to Mahisagar is anchored by a widespread network of government-run primary and secondary schools aimed at providing free and compulsory education to interior villages. To bridge the gap in tribal areas, specialized residential schools like Eklavya Model Residential Schools (EMRS) and Ashram Salas operate extensively providing targeted quality education and lodging to tribal youth. For higher education, the district features several arts, commerce, and science colleges affiliated with the state universities alongside industrial training institutes (ITIs) that focus on vocational and technical skills development. While students seeking highly specialized engineering or medical degrees often migrate to Vadodara, Anand, or Ahmedabad, the local base for basic graduates is highly accessible. The cost of living in Mahisagar is highly affordable and significantly lower than in Gujarat's Tier 1 urban centers like Surat or Ahmedabad. The primary driver of this low cost is the district's deeply agrarian economy, meaning fresh vegetables, dairy products, grains, and staple foods are locally sourced and cheap. Housing costs, whether purchasing land or renting modest residences spaces in Lonavada or Balasinor, remain incredibly reasonable due to the absence of speculative corporate real estate booms. Because life here lacks the commercialized high consumption pressure of major industrial cities, household expenses are largely limited to basic utilities, local transport, and standard services. Mahisagar's per capita income sits below the overall state average of Gujarat, reflecting its status as an emergency, largely rural and agrarian district. The local economy is driven primarily by small holders farming casual manual labor and animal husbandry, which generate modest seasonal income streams rather than high yielding corporate salaries. In terms of tax generation, the district contributes primarily through local agricultural market committee APMC cesses, property taxes collected by local panchayats, and commercial goods and services tax GST from local retail markets. Direct income taxpayers represent a small percentage of the population, consisting mainly of government employees, school teachers, bank staff, and established urban traders. Administratively, the district is helmed by a district collector IAS officer who manages revenue and civil administration alongside a district development officer DDO focused on rural upliftment and a superintendent of police SP managing law and order. Politically, Mahisagar does not form an independent parliamentary seat. Instead, its territory is integrated into the larger Panchmagal Lok Sabha constituency, which elects a single member of parliament MP to the National Lok Sabha. At the state of legislature level, the district plays a highly dynamic role in Gujarat's politics, encompassing vital Vidhan Sabha seats, including the Lonavada Assembly Constituency General and the Santrapur Assembly Constituency reserved for scheduled tribes. Given its significant tribal demographic, Mahisagar is a primary beneficiary of the Vambandur Kalyan Yojana, a comprehensive and ensuring clean drinking water in tribal zones. The district administration aggressively implements the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act (MGNREGA), which provides critical manual labor employment during agriculture off seasons through pond desilting and rural road bills. Furthermore, the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana heavily focused on optimizing the massive water reservoirs of the Mahi River to extend micro irrigation networks to uphill drought prone tribal farmlands. For highly streamlined administrative efficiency, Mahisagar district is structured into distinct sub-districts known as talukas or tehsils. These administrative divisions are Lonavada, Santrampur, Balasinor, Kadana, and Virpur. Each taluka is supervised by a Mamlatdar and a Taluka Development Officer (TDO) who ensure that state welfare schemes filter down properly to the grassroots village levels. Under these talukas sit hundreds of gram panchayats which govern the numerous small hamlets and tribal settlements scattered across the hilly terrain. The undeniable life giver of this entire region is the majestic Mahi River, which cuts powerfully through the landscape and acts as the geographic defining line of the district. The river is harnessed by the monumental Kadana Dam, a massive engineering project that creates an enormous reservoir supplying vital irrigation water, controlling seasonal floods, and generating hydroelectric power. Apart from the primary flow of the Mahi, the Panam River and various seasonal rivulets snake through the hills, seeding local agricultural lands and acting as vital drinking water resource for both the human population and wildlife. The natural resource profile of Mahisagar is heavily defined by its rich forest reserves and its highly strategic surface water bodies. The dry, deciduous forests blanketing the Aravalli and Vindhya foothills yield important minor forest produce, including teak, bamboo, mahua flowers, and tendu leaves, which offer direct seasonal livelihoods to tribal gatherers. The vast network of rivers and reservoirs provides an exceptional freshwater resource, driving flourishing inland fisheries and large-scale aquaculture store and stone and minerals essential for local infrastructure. Mahisagar boasts an eclectic mix of world-class prehistoric, historical, and ecological tourist sites that attract a diverse stream of travelers. The crown jewel is the Balasinor Rayoli Dinosaur Fossil Park and Museum, globally revered as India's Jurassic Park, where visitors can view actual fossilized dinosaur bones and egg hatcheries in situ. For heritage lovers, the Kaliswari Archaeological Site in Kanpur Taluka offers an enchanting complex of ancient step wells, ornate temple ruins, and historical monuments hidden in the wilderness. Nature lovers and spiritual seekers flock to the scenic vistas surrounding the Kadana Dam and the ancient temples nestled along the banks of the Mahi River. The urbanization of Mahisagar is characterized by historic bustling market towns rather than sprawling megacities. The primary urban center is Lunawada, which serves as the district headquarters and a buzzing commercial center filled with markets, colleges, and government buildings. Balasinor is another highly prominent town, globally famed for its dinosaur heritage and historically known as charming princely state. Other major semi-urban centers, market hubs, and administrative towns include Satrampur, Kadana, Virpur, Bakor, and Kanpur, which acting as a vital lifeline for the surrounding clusters of rural villages. Employment within the district is heavily anchored in primary sector activities, with the vast majority of the population engaged in subsistence agriculture, dairy farming, and animal husbandry. The animal husbandry sector is strongly supported by cooperative milk marketing networks, allowing rural farmers to sell daily directly to major state cooperatives like Amul. Opportunities in the secondary sector are largely limited to small-scale agro-processing units, cotton ginning, and local stone crushing mills. The tertiary sector is centered around retail trading, transport services, primarily education, local government administration based within the town limits of Lunawada and Balasinor. The geological architecture of Mahisagar yields significant reserves of minor minerals which play a foundational role in the regional construction economy. The district is a major hub for quarrying high-grade quartzite, building limestone, and gravel, which are systematically extracted from the rocky foothill terrains. Sand mining along designated stretches of the Mahi riverbed provides essential raw material for construction projects across central Gujarat. All mining operations are regulated under strict environmental monitoring guidelines to prevent ecological degradation of the fragile river ecosystem and forested hills. Industrialization in Mahisagar is predominantly characterized by resource-based small and medium focus centers on food and agro-processing, leveraging local harvests of maize, pulses, oilseeds, and papayas, with papaya processing being designated under the central government's One District, One Product (ODOP) initiative. The district also houses several quartz grinding units, mineral pulverizing mills, and cement pipe manufacturing yards that utilize local mined materials. The massive Kadana hydroelectric power station stands as the largest single industrial installation generating clean energy and acting as a crucial pillar of Gujarat's state power grid. Now, questions and answers. In which year was Mahisagar district officially formed, and from which parental district was it carved out? Mahisagar district was officially created on India's Independence Day, August 15, in the year 2013. It was formed by pooling together territories from the pre-existing districts of Panchmahal and Kheda to ensure better administrative focus on the region. What is the primary global significance of the Rayoli site near Balasinor? Rayoli is globally significant because it is one of the largest dinosaur egg hatcheries and fossil preservation sites in the world. Paleontologists have uncovered remnant of over 13 species of dinosaurs here, including the native predatory species Rajasaurus normadensis. Which major river gives the district its name, and what is the main dam built upon it? The district is named after the sacred Mahi River. The principal engineering structure built across this river within the district is the massive Kadana Dam, which serves vital irrigation and hydroelectric power functions. Under which parliamentary Lok Sabha constituency does Mahisagar fall? Mahisagar district does not form an independent parliamentary seat. Instead, its geographic boundaries are integrated under the Panchmahal Lok Sabha constituency for national elections. Name the 6 administrative sub-districts talukas that make up Mahisagar. The 6 taluks of Mahisagar districts are Lunawada, Satrampur, Balasinor, Kadana, Kanpur, and Virpur. What specific fruit product is selected for Mahisagar under the government's One District One Product ODOP initiative? Under the National DPIIT One District One Product initiative, Mahisagar has been designated for food processing papaya, aiming to scale up the processing and export of locally grown papaya. What are the two main Assembly Vidhan Sabha segments located within the district? The two primary state legislative assemblies located within the district are the Lunawada Assembly constituency, which is strictly reserved for scheduled tribe candidates. What archaeological treasures can be explored at the Kaliswari site in Kanpur Taluka? The Kaliswari archaeological site houses an incredible array of ancient monuments hidden in a forest setting, including ornate stepwells, vows, Shiva temple ruins, beautifully carved stone iconography, and medieval monuments built by local dynasties. Why is the cost of living considered highly affordable in Mahisagar? The cost of living is highly affordable because it is an agrarian economy where essential food items, grains, and dairy are locally produced and sold cheaply. Additionally, housing rents and land costs remain low due to the absence of dense communal urbanization, which indigenous community constitute a massive portion of the population in the foothills regions. The Bill community forms the predominant indigenous demographic across the hilly and forested belts of Mahisagar, preserving distinct cultural traditions like the Timli dance and unique forest-centric festivals. Thank you for seeing this video. Please subscribe this channel and press bell button to get notifications of upcoming videos. Thank you.